Hi there, guys. Come on in. Type in freedom now. Freedom now. It is Tuesday night, November 18th, and I'm live to talk with you about how you can navigate the U.S. immigration system to stay in America. Okay, stay in America. Instagram, welcome tonight. TikTok, hello, hello. Double tap the screen. McBean Immigration TV and Facebook. It's great to be with you guys. Come on in. It's been a long day of work. And I came home maybe about only an hour ago, guys. And so I want to spend maybe about an hour together tonight to go through some immigration questions and issues that you have. I'm Latoya McBean Pompey, an immigration lawyer in New York, working with clients nationwide at McBean Law. We're located in White Plains, New York. White Plains, New York, where we have our main office. However, we do work with folks all across the United States virtually because immigration allows us to do that, okay? But with the use of technology and our ability to go to court virtually for many clients who are outside of the New York area. I'm not sure what's going on there on TikTok. I'm glowing, I'm lighting up. And so, guys, we are working on very serious, good work. Immigration is moving fast in some ways, and at the same time, slowing down in other ways. It's bizarre. Okay, some things are moving fast, other things are moving extremely slow. What's moving fast these days certainly are marriage cases. I'm not sure what's going on TikTok. I'm sorry about the lighting. Marriage cases. If you file a marriage adjustment of status case, you've got to be prepared to go in for an interview and to be called in for an interview just like that. Literally, just like that, a month later after filing or 2 months after filing. That's what's happening now with immigration and with a marriage adjustment of status cases. So prepare yourself for the interview, guys. Take it incredibly serious, okay? So say hello now and definitely type in freedom now. It's good to see you, Kwaku. Good to see you. Hey there, Sec. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Hey there. Let's see. I don't, it's hard to see. Diafara, good to see you. Thank you. Sweet Smile. Thank you for being here. Freedom now. Freedom now. Brazilian, thank you so much for being here. Hey there, Instagram. Good to see you guys. So let's talk about how to navigate this immigration system, okay? Because our goal is to help you to be educated, to know what you're doing so that you could stay in the United States. I'm having light and problems here, but it's okay. Guys, let me know also how the audio sounds on your end, wherever you're joining from tonight. Let me know how the audio sounds. Evans has the first issue for us tonight, and the first issue that he wants us to discuss is about the removal of conditions and the N-400, whether you can file the I-751 and the N-400 naturalization application together. Well, you can't do it simultaneously, okay? There's a timing to this removal of conditions process. With the removal of conditions, you could apply for, you file that removal of conditions at the end of that 2-year period of being a conditional resident. Okay, and then for naturalization, you can't file it early through marriage until you get closer to the 3-year mark of being a resident. Okay, 2.9 years of being a resident. So keep that in mind. So the two cannot be filed together. You must do your removal of conditions first, and then you do your naturalization afterwards if you're in a good marriage still, living together in unity with your spouse. I'll just kind of sit back a little bit here on TikTok so that you guys, I wouldn't glow so much. I don't know. We'll see how that works. Okay, so removal of conditions is super serious. Take it seriously. And if you are no longer with your spouse and you're still within that 2-year period, there is a way for you to go on this journey, continue the journey on your own. Our system allows you to seek this process of the 10-year green card on your own. If you were in a genuine marriage, but it ended or it ended because of divorce, or maybe you've suffered extreme cruelty by your spouse, or maybe if your spouse passed away, unfortunately, or if you suffered extreme cruelty, I'm sorry, extreme hardship. You could really pursue this on your own, guys, and get it done. So thank you, Evans, for kicking us off tonight with that first topic of removal of conditions. Freedom Now, guys. If you have a removal of conditions case, guys, let me know below that you have a removal of conditions case. We do all of the processes related to removal of conditions at McBean Law, including for those of you who are in removal proceedings. You can continue your case even though you're in deportation proceedings. Thank you, Constant. Constant is joining us from Maine tonight. Okay, let's see. Let's go up a little bit here. Someone is asking a question about what could possibly be holding up his travel document. I wouldn't have a clue of what could be holding it up. It was approved. Someone says, Feng Gang says it was approved, but it's been 33 days and he still hasn't received his card yet. What could be the problem? I'm not sure what could be the problem. You can contact USCIS about that. Freedom Now, guys. Double tap the screen. U.S. immigration can be navigated so that you can stay in the United States if that's your vision and your desire. Let's see. Thank you for following. Follow on TikTok if you have not yet started following me. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. How long does the I-130 take to get approved by USCIS? Mohammed on TikTok is asking. Mohammed, I can only speak from experience. I know that people across the country are going through various, they have a very different experience than us at McBean Law. If our I-130 is attached um, if it's a marriage adjustment of status case, and the I-130 is attached to adjustment of status, that kind of case inside of the United States, we're seeing approvals happen under a year for many of the clients. And again, as I started off tonight by saying that interviews are happening very quickly, I mean, they're happening really quickly these days. But if your petitioner is someone else and you're in a family preference category, you could be waiting years, literally years, for that I-130 to be approved. It depends on who petitioned for you and whether a visa is available for you. Okay, double tap the screen. Instagram, what's going on your end? Thank you for joining tonight. Let's see. Could I add you? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Let's see. Me and my daughter received the 10 years green card through my husband, who is a U.S. citizen, and we did adjustment of status. We had delayed processing due to COVID, and the green card was received 2 years ago in May. Well, congratulations, Connor. Thank you for sharing your experience. That's terrific to hear that you finally got the green card after such a long time. Guys, certainly share your stories here, and if I come across your experience, I'll be sure to share it with others. Let's go. Okay. What is the possibility to apply for a green card if you are a J1 visa holder? Well, you have to firstly consider, this is about J1, you have to consider whether you're subject to the 2-year residency rule. And I'm glad you've raised this question because I've been meaning to bring this up, okay? And don't freak out, guys, as far as what I'm going to share with you. But with the J1, firstly find out if you, like I said, if you're subject to the 2-year residency rule. And if you are, then you can seek a no objection, a letter of no objection from the embassy that of the country that you're from. But unfortunately, what's happening now, what we're seeing as people are coming to us with this problem, is that even after some embassies say, yeah, you could stay there in the United States and adjust your status, we don't care. We don't care. Okay, go for it. And they give you that letter of no objection. Well, the State Department, which now has to give its approval in this process, they're saying, no, we're not going to let this go. We're just not going to let it go. And when the State Department says, no, we're not going to agree with this request for this person to stay here, to waive the 2-year residency requirement, we're not going to do it. Why? Why not? Because we really want them to leave America. We're of the position now that they should leave America. As many people as possible should leave America so that we could get our levels down of immigration, legal immigration. So we're seeing some people, I don't know how widespread this is, honestly, I really don't. But we saw at least, I think two or three cases involving people who had gotten that letter of no objection, but the Department of State said, we're not going to agree with waiving this 2-year residency. And without that, without them agreeing, guys, people are stuck because now our government wants folks to leave the United States and go back to their country for 2 years and then try to come back to the United States. So this is the problem that some people are encountering with the J1. But if you're not subject to this 2-year residency requirement, then you could adjust your status. Okay, thank you for bringing that topic to us tonight. Guys, we're navigating the U.S. immigration system tonight so that folks who want to stay in the United States can get some information to stay here. Can my daughter apply for citizenship soon in February of 2026? If your daughter is eligible for citizenship, then yeah, I guess, right? I don't know anything about your daughter. Okay, read those citizenship requirements carefully. Let's see. Can you petition for both of your parents at the same time? So this is a question about a family petition process. U.S. citizens can file for their parents, okay? U.S. citizen can file for their parents, and you could file for both of them at the same time if you chose to. You would just have to meet the residency requirement. Hello, wake up. My dog is here snoring. Wake up, wake up. You could file for both of your parents at the same time. Just meet that residency requirement, okay? Okay. What happens after you get an approved I-130? What happens? Well, after the approved I-130, it depends on whether you're here in the United States or whether you being the beneficiary. Are you here in the US or are you overseas? Because if you're here in the United States, you have to consider, well, how could I finish up and get my green card here? Can I adjust my status? Is that even a possibility or not? That's one thing. If you're overseas, the next step is for your case to be at the National Visa Center, and then a visa application has to be filed along with some other documents. And once those go to the Visa Center and they approve everything, then you can get a date for the embassy interview in your home country. Okay, freedom now. Freedom now. This is an interesting question coming from Sek, and he knows why this is an interesting question. How long does it take for a lawyer to submit the EOIR 42B? It depends on what's going on with that lawyer's docket, Sek. It depends not just on the docket size and cases that are being processed that might be ahead of yours, but it also depends on whether the lawyer has received everything that the lawyer needs to prepare a good cancellation of removal case for you to file with the immigration court. Once the lawyer has everything that he or she needs for that filing, they could submit it. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Freedom Now. Let's see. The next question is from Cadix. Cadix is asking about an interview. He says that, or she, I don't know. My interview is next month for marriage to a U.S. citizen. I have no criminal record. Good. I have a lot of joint evidence. I've overstayed my visa, though. Should I be worried about being detained at the interview? So, Cadix, on Monday, I shared with you guys that in San Diego and in Charlotte, North Carolina, those two particular USCIS field offices have reported through lawyers who were there with their clients that some of their clients were detained for the reason of visa overstay. I don't know how many people were detained in those two particular field offices, but it is not widespread. And also, you should understand that you have a way of pushing back when the government when the government doesn't follow its own rules and regulations. Their decisions they're not they're null, so to speak. They have really no effect. They cannot hold up in the court of law when it's brought to the court's attention that this agency created these rules and regulations, and yet they're not following them. They're cutting short your process or circumventing their own rules to make things harder for you. There's a way of pushing back when that happens. So, but I don't think you should worry too much about being detained at your interview. The people who I know, just from understanding some of our docket, I don't know everything that's on our docket, all the facts, but from some of the cases that I know that are on our docket, what I understand to be the priority for arrests so far at USCIS field offices are, of course, when there's a criminal background, if there's an outstanding warrant, the criminal matter is not yet resolved, or if there's marriage fraud on the record, immigration is looking to really corner some of those individuals if they could get them in their field office. So if you have anything like that in your background, of course, speak with your lawyer about it before you go for that interview, about your concerns. And also be prepared also with maybe a habeas, okay? Maybe a habeas. In the event that USCIS tries to arrest you, okay? Is it safe to travel? Benson is asking with what travel, what's the circumstance? Today I published a video about who can travel during the holiday season, and I went through various different groups of people and what my tips are related to travel. I think it's, depends on who you are, all right, and your background, whether you're safe to travel and where do you want to go. Is it around the United States or is it outside of the country? Benson, certainly you could be more specific. Okay, Morgan says that I'm in the house tonight. Latoya, I am here. Well, thank you for being here, Morgan. It's good to see you. Old time follower, long time follower. He used to email us a lot. Morgan, it's good to see you. Good to see you. Guys, I read emails, I read your posts, I know who's on, who's watching, I know who has been part of this community for a long time. I do pay attention. I might not always respond to every post comment, but I do read what you say. Thank you so much. Let's see. Let's go. I've already answered one of your questions. Nelson says, I got married 5 years ago. Can an I-601 and I-601A waiver be filed conflicting each other with a denial already made be withdrawn if it was filed in error. I'm reading this verbatim here, word by word. Nelson, honestly, I'm not really sure what's going on here, okay? Um, just keep in mind, though, that the I-601 and the I-601A cannot be filed together because if you have something that's on your record that, for instance, let's say it's fraud, and you're slated to be interviewed at the U.S. Embassy, you're supposed to go outside of America to finish your process. You can't file that I-601. The embassy is going to require you to file it after they interview you. So you can't file that I-601 yet. It's premature. You can't file it so early. And you can't do the I-601A either. You actually have to go straight to the embassy, and then they will tell you, here's what you need. You need just the I-601 to take care of whatever that fraud issue is, and your unlawful presence in the United States. So there might be some, you might need to clear some things up one-on-one with us if you choose to, okay? Ari says, I'm following from Monrovia, Liberia. Thank you so much for being here, okay? Thank you so much for being here. If anyone is outside of the United States tonight and you're watching, please let me know where you're watching from. I've already seen, I see that Liberia is in the house. Any other out of country folks tonight? Let's see. I filed for my husband in 2021 and never heard back from USCIS. Paul Luis's comment in here. Are you a green card holder? Are you a green card holder? Because those are the cases that I know to be slow. You should have heard back from from USCIS by now. Consider possibly a mandamus to force the next step in your case. We would want to find out what's going on, why it's taken so long for you to hear back from USCIS. Okay. Any out of country people with me tonight? Let me know what country you're with, okay? Let's see. How long should the vaccine waiver be? I have some affidavits and other things. I can't tell you it should be a page or 5 pages or 3 pages. It really depends on whether you're hitting the core elements really, or whatever the requirements are that you need to argue for that waiver. Are you hitting them? Do you have the proof, the evidence? Thank you for the gifts on TikTok. Thank you very much. If you're joining now, thank you for being here. I'm Latoya McBean Pompey, an immigration lawyer. I'm just having a live Q&A on this Tuesday night, answering your questions and helping you to navigate U.S. immigration laws so that you could stay in the United States. Type in freedom now if you're joining tonight. And also if you're from out of the United States watching, let me know. Let me know. Okay. And I do get the same repetitive questions from, each time. So I'm going to try to shake it up a little bit and maybe not answer the same repetitive questions. I'm looking for some unique, new content so that I can share with other people. All right, let's see what you have here tonight. Is traveling outside of the United States with an I-131 safe? I had answered that one earlier. If you have advanced parole, it's fine to travel outside of the United States in most cases. Okay. Let's see. Rosalind is asking, good question, new question. If you have an I-130 in process and you're overseas, and you have a visa, can you file an I-485 when you come to the United States on vacation? Such a good question. For some people, they can adjust their status after coming to the United States if a visa is already available for them. So let's say, for instance, Rosalind, that you're married to a U.S. citizen. He is the petitioner of that I-130, and you have your visa, you travel here to see your spouse. and you change your mind and you decide that you're going to stay here, well, you could adjust your status if you decide to do that. Or let's say, for example, the petitioner is a parent of yours and you're an adult and a visa is available for you, and you had never worked without authorization at any time here in the United States. You've never overstayed your visa on past trips. And again, the visa is available for you and you're still within your I-94 lawful status period. Then you can adjust your status, okay? How long does VAWA take? VAWA takes 3 years, all right? 3 years for VAWA. 3 years for VAWA. Freedom Now. Let's go down here. Let's go down a little bit. Any out of the US people? Let me know what countries are in the house tonight. Hello, hello. Thank you for your gifts. The I-601A waiver that takes 3 to 4 years for approval. The 601 waiver, 2 years for some cases for the 601 to be approved. Okay, let's go down. I've already addressed the J1 visa issue. Watch the replay. Okay, I've talked about that already. Someone is asking whether they should renew their green card or apply for naturalization when the time comes. So I would want to drill down a little bit on your background to see whether naturalization is a good fit for you. It's a good fit for most people, but sometimes people who should not apply for naturalization, they do so because they just feel like, okay, I could get away with it because I've already gotten away with some other stuff. So they go for it. Whereas other people who had a very smooth green card process and have nothing to worry about, I find that they're the most anxious about whether to apply for naturalization or not when they don't have any reason to be concerned. But so speak with someone, speak with a lawyer to go through your background to let you know whether naturalization is a good fit for you. I can't give a blanket answer to go for naturalization when I know what's really involved when a person applies for naturalization. The government does a very deep dive into your history, okay? Let's see. Someone is asking me if her daughter can receive Medicaid. So I don't know anything about public benefits, okay? Let's see. But here's the immigration part of her question, Lindsay. Public charge is back, and I'm gonna the government has finally published its rule regarding public charge. Those factors are back. It's back, and I want to go take you guys through what it means, what they're proposing to do. I've already shared with you about how they're going to be viewing health and folks who are obese, who have a higher risk of developing diabetes and high blood pressure and some other long-term problems. They're looking at people with chronic health issues, heart disease, and other health problems to make a decision about whether they should get a green card or not when they're at the U.S. Embassy. But there's a part of this that also touches non-immigrant visas. And so I'm reviewing the materials on public charge on the new rule that the government published. I think that Federal Register rule was published today. I could be wrong about that, but I saw it today. But I'll break it down for you guys very soon. So Lindsay is asking, can my daughter receive Medicaid if she was born in the United States? If she's a U.S. born child and Medicaid, she's eligible for it? Yes, I believe she can. My husband, which is her stepdad, wants to apply for naturalization, but we are worried about being public charge. You might not need to worry so much about that, but the issue there, though, with respect to naturalization is whether, he could support his family. That's where they're going to really drill down on, I think, with respect to his good moral character. But if your daughter is eligible for public benefits, that's, she's eligible for that. I would say don't deprive the child if, she's eligible for that type of benefit. Um, do I think they will end the H-1B visa? I don't think that they're going to be able to end it. As you guys see, there's infighting going on, infighting within the Republican Party. President Trump says there's no talent in the United States. We need the H-1B visa, which provides about 400,000 people with this work visa. And then you have Marjorie Taylor Greene and others saying, we have talented people in the United States. We shouldn't bring so many foreigners into the United States to work. We need to phase out the H-1B visa program and phase it out. And over like the next 10, we should have an exemption, or we should have the visas available for medical professionals for like 10 years until we have enough nurses and others to fill those positions. And so basically gradually phase out the visa altogether. I don't think that's going to get very far. I really don't. Why not? Because of the reality of where businesses are. There's a strong dependency on foreign workers. The wages are lower. Okay. The business community, they want it. They want it, guys. You saw that the Chamber of Commerce has thrown in, they have a very strong litigation going. The Chamber of Commerce, it's the business community is demanding it. So I just find it difficult to believe that Congress will get rid of it. Not when they know that businesses are supporting their campaign and, keeping them in office, right, to some extent. So I don't think it's going to really go anywhere, not anytime soon at least. But it makes for great dialogue, right, to see the infighting that's happening in the party. But I don't think it's going to go anywhere anytime soon. That's my opinion. We're talking about U.S. immigration laws and how to navigate things so that you could stay in the United States if you choose to stay here. Tell me where you're joining from tonight, especially if you're out of the United States. I'd love to know. Let's see. How long does the removal of conditions process take? I submitted mine in 2022, so it's a 4-year extension, Lenroy. It's a 4-year extension, unfortunately. For some people, we're seeing 6 months, 8 months, and I've testified on this forum before about what's happening with regard to approvals. So it's all over the place in terms of the timeline. But 48 months extension. Let's go down. It's what most people are, what everyone is receiving once they file that application. Freedom Now. Okay. So, Lashade is asking, should I start using my work permit and social even if my case has been denied? So technically, you're not supposed to, right? You're not supposed to present your work permit to an employer and say, here you go, I'm authorized to work in the United States. You're not supposed to do that if after they've denied your case. So be careful with that one. Double tap the screen, guys. Good to see you. Kind of wish I wasn't wearing white tonight because it's very difficult for me to read the white text that is in front of me through the comments on TikTok. So bear with me. Thank you. If you have not yet followed, let's see how many of you have. Thank you for, it looks like 53 people have followed. Follow, guys, on TikTok. If you have not yet started following me, this is the official TikTok page for McBean Immigration Law. Do I have any update about pending asylum cases? Nothing in particular, Alchemy. Nothing aside from the fact that 2016 and 2017 filing years seem to really be moving. They're calling people in for interviews now. USCIS is calling them in for interviews because there's nothing going on at the border, and they're prioritizing, I guess. I don't know if I should say prioritizing, but they are um, digging deeper into the asylum cases. So certainly prepare yourself. I don't know when you applied for asylum, but prepare yourself for that interview. I also know that for those who filed their asylum case in the spring of this year, USCIS is definitely moving swiftly, really fast with those cases, calling them in for interviews as well, and quickly denying a lot of those asylum cases. Not denying, but not approving. Not approving. Not denying, not approving, okay? Not approving those many of those newer filings from folks who entered the United States over the last few years through Biden. Okay. Okay, interesting question. Can I use my I-360 approval to win in my deportation case in immigration court? My I-485 was denied because of misrepresentation on the visa application, the DS-160. I marked that I was married, but I was not married. Okay, so you're in removal. You have an approved VAWA case. You have a denied I-485 because of misrepresentation. I think it is based on the DS-160 application. I think it is possible for you to still overcome in removal, despite the fact that you lost the fight at USCIS. We'll have to take a look at your case carefully and let you know whether yours is a case that we could jump on. Right? I don't know how far into your deportation case whether you know how far into it you are. Okay, with the removal case, we would want to take a look at things to see if we could assist you further. But I do think it is possible to still overcome and get lawful status in the United States. Okay. Um, yeah, yeah. And also, friends, keep in mind that it just really depends on the type of case that you file. Certain waivers go with certain cases. There's the I-601, there's the I-602 waiver. It really depends on what kind of case you have, which waiver is appropriate in your case. So we will certainly take a look at the whole thing and see whether we could assist you. Thank you. Let's see. Let's go down a little bit. My sister got married. I'm now realizing my sister got married in 2014. Okay. She got her green card the following year. After 5 years, she was interviewed. After 5 years, got an interview, but later was denied based on the husband. He had a particular very serious criminal case. Before that, so here's what I understand what I understand you to be saying here, that this person got her green card through a spouse, and then several years later, her case was it she lost her green card. It was revoked based on the fact that the petitioner was really disqualified because of the serious sexual offense here that you're mentioning. I'm not sure what you're trying to get out of me with respect to that question, but they should have a one-on-one discussion with us to see what this is all about and whether there's any way for her to move forward. All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's get the energy level back up. Let's get it back up. double tap the screen and type in freedom now and let me know what country you're joining from tonight. Um, can a U.S. citizen file for her siblings who are older than 21 years old? Yes. Yes, a U.S. citizen can file for her adult siblings. Thank you for double tapping the screen there on TikTok. Thank you for all of you who are joining tonight. Be sure to follow me on TikTok if you have not yet followed. I see Barbados is in the house. Awesome. Freedom now. Freedom now. Let's see. My mom has police record history, no arrests. She's a U.S. citizen. Does it mean my mother will be deported? I'm not sure what you mean by that. The question doesn't really make much sense. You might need to ask it a different way. What is your email or phone number for a consultation? So we could be reached by email at info@mcbeanlaw.com, or you can call us at 914-898-9488. Wherever you're watching from tonight, guys, our contact information is in the bio, on the bio main page, okay? You'll see it there. All right, let's go down a little bit, guys. Hey there, Tracy. Good to see you tonight. Thank you. Marcia is in the house. Hello, pen owner. Good to see you. Another follower for quite some time from, I guess I don't know how long actually. I just started to notice you maybe about a week ago. So, but I feel like you might have been around for a while. I don't know. Let me know how long you've been following. Thank you. Lexi says, I did my naturalization interview in October of last year, 2024. And a decision has not been made yet. Is there anything I can do? I've submitted 2 inquiries. Well, you could file a mandamus. You need a decision. You need a decision. You've got to move on with your life, right? I would say, though, something might be going on, okay, with respect to the background, okay? So they're digging a little deeper. So before we go out and rush to file a lawsuit, I would honestly give you my opinion on where I see your case going. And you then would weigh the option of filing a mandamus to force that next action in your case based on the feedback that we'll share with you. Okay. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Okay, so Nunu says, hi, love you. I've had my green card for 2 years from my stepdad. I've never had an interview though. Okay, you didn't need to have an interview. That's no problem. There's very rarely would a person have an interview when a parent is filing for a child anyway, so you're fine. I got married to an American citizen. Should I change and apply through my husband? Why would you want to do that? You're a green card holder. You got your green card lawfully through your stepfather. Why would you want to try again? This will just confuse the system, confuse USCIS. I don't see any reason why. If you can think of a reason why, if you can think of a reason why, then let's talk about that one-on-one. And yeah, we'll talk about it one-on-one, okay? But guys, if you're okay and good in the system and you have your status, don't confuse the system and raise any flags by just throwing in an arbitrarily filing another application because of like, oh my God, I'm fearful. But if you really do have a reason, and I know some of you do, because I meet with you, and if you really do have a reason, I'm happy to talk with you privately about that reason, and then we could take it from there because we're all adults here. Okay, we're adults. Guys, I filmed very late last night a video. It's not even edited. It's in the drafts. It's in drafts right now, but I did a video last night and I'm like, oh, should I publish it? Should I publish it? I don't know. But it's about immigration OS, okay? The new AI system that that ICE is using. You guys might have heard that back in April, ICE had gotten a $30 million contract. ICE had issued a $30 million contract to Palantir to develop a very sophisticated tracking AI system. I mean, it's just really off the charts in terms of the level of surveillance that they're able to do through this AI system. So I filmed this video last night explaining what this is, how it works to the best of my understanding, because there's a lot that I don't know about the technology, and I haven't published it yet. Once I settle down in my mind about the content, be on the lookout for it. But just know that your social media at this time, you should not be doing heavy engagement, right? Like heavy engagement is really not really what you should be doing right now if you're going through a green card or visa process. Yes, you could interact by liking and all of that. And of course, you could throw in questions here and there, hypotheticals mainly, or if you know questions that other people are asking, ask questions that other people might be asking, right? Ask those kinds of questions. Now is the time to ask those kinds of questions, really. So I might share that information with you guys. I have actually filmed it. It will not be edited. We're not going to spend any time and money editing that one. It's really raw. And yeah, so be careful with your social media. And it's not only social media that I discuss in that new video. It looked like my colleague wants to say something to me here. She's typing. Okay. So more to come on this Palantir's Immigration OS AI system. Okay. All right. Hey there, Dolly. I don't think I know a Dolly. I don't think I've ever met a Dolly. Dolly, that's such a pretty name. Dolly. Dolly. It looks like TRCA 101 has found his cousin, cousin Benson. Cousin Benson. All right. You guys are interacting. That's funny. Hey there, Rita from Maryland. Thank you so much for that feedback. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go. If a child files for a child over, if a citizen files for a child over 24 years or 21 years unmarried, how long does it take? It's going to take maybe at a minimum 7 years minimum for that case to process, minimum, okay? It is not too late to apply for asylum if you're eligible. I'm sorry, excuse me, DACA. DACA, that's opening up very soon. We're predicting maybe January. Right now, 90,000 applications are pending, initial applications. So we're really looking forward to things wrapping up with that court case. Hey there, Barry. Good to see you tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Let's go down a little bit. Someone says USCIS has been saying since November 30th, 2023, my case is being processed, so they do not currently need anything from me, but they will contact me if they need additional information regarding my case. Okay, that's, that might be fine. I don't, what type of case do you have pending, GMP, with USCIS? Are you still within their processing times? Okay. I would like to discuss something with you. Okay, book a consultation so that we can get you on our calendar, please. Thank you. The holiday season is coming up, guys. Next week is Thanksgiving. Okay, if you're planning on traveling and you have any questions about traveling, watch my new video that came out today about, whether folks can travel during this holiday season. All right. Oops. Freedom now. Okay. How do you encourage your clients with all the ICE raids going on, especially people going through their green card process? Okay, how do I encourage my clients? So, with all of the ICE raids going on, so what we do is, first of all, we have clients in many different circumstances. Okay, so it really depends on what the circumstance is. We have clients who are just doing a straight filing, straight affirmative filing to USCIS. If there's a risk level associated with that case, I inform them that there's a risk. We need your informed consent, because if we file this case, there's a possibility that you could be arrested or and detained. You know, so if there's that risk level that we identify, we let them know from the very beginning of the during the fee agreement process, because we don't want them to say later on, you didn't warn me about this. So we try to do that. That's new this year that we've been doing. Um, if they don't have that level of risk, we go ahead and we prepare their case. And, for most of them, they're getting their approvals. So so they're fine. Then we have other people who are already in trouble, and we're working with a lot more people who are already in trouble. When I say in trouble, they've gotten a notice to appear in immigration court because USCIS looked back at their case and saw fraud in the past or whatever the circumstances in the past, and has placed that individual in removal. So for those people, we're defending them in court. Then you have other people who are detained, and we're defending them, trying to get them out, filing habeas, writ of habeas corpus, or we're doing bond hearings and, just really staying on top of a detainee docket, which is very, very demanding. A lawyer watching tonight, you know how it is. The struggle is real when your client is detained. So, and then there's, other people who are just fearful for no reason. Well, maybe because they see the raids going on. And so we try to tell them, okay, sometimes we say you have nothing to worry about, or we say to them, if anything happens, definitely remember our phone number, call us, contact us. So they're in different circumstances. So we address it based on what circumstance they're in. Um, now, earlier in this year, it was all about educating them about knowing your rights, and they're on our email list too. So they see what, non-clients see sometimes as well. They're following, they're watching, so they're learning, they're watching other people, they're learning, they're staying in tuned. So the responsibility, we tell them, is yours and it's ours. We're sharing this responsibility together to get you that lawful status, you know. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Brenda says she is watching from the planet Pluto. Is that really where you want to be, Brenda? Is that really where you want to be? She's minding her own business, right? Brenda is watching, yet minding her own business somehow. I get you, Brenda. Don't tell us. You're where you want to be. Keep it quiet, keep it secret. I get it. Phone number, please. It's 914-898-9488. Freedom now, guys. Freedom now. Freedom now. I am a US citizen petitioning for my husband, and his children are in Mexico. When should we apply for his children? So if you're the step parent, if they were under 18 when you guys got married, you could petition for them at any time. You could petition for them now. You don't have to wait until his case is approved. Petition for them now and bring them here, because our government is trying to find a way to shut things down with immigration, and they're not, obviously they're not successful with doing that because it's a massive system, but they want to reduce the levels. So do whatever you can now to bring your stepchildren to the United States. Senegal is in the house. Awesome. Thank you for being here from Senegal. Trinidad, Kelly, hey there. Jamaica, awesome, is in the house. Okay, terrific, terrific, terrific. Let's see. Someone says, I'm a US citizen. Oh, I've answered one of your questions earlier. Answered one of your questions earlier. Let's go down. Let's go down. Let's see what's going on here. Misdemeanor, be careful. I see questions about misdemeanor. Be careful with your misdemeanor. Some misdemeanors can be a big problem for immigration, okay? 2 years on the T visa, okay? 2 years on the T. Thank you. If you have not yet followed me, started following on TikTok, ooh, 95. Thank you guys for following. 95 you people, welcome. Can I ask a question? Just ask it, because I might not even, don't spend time asking that, because I might not even see it when you ask the question. Just ask it. Just ask it. Kenya, listening from Kenya. Thank you for being here, sir. Willie, good to see you. Thank you so much. I meet with folks from Africa all the time. Today it was a beautiful woman from, I think it was Ethiopia. She was here. She's here in the U.S., of course. I think she's Ethiopian. Okay, thank you. Do you handle cases outside of the United States? Yes. Yes, we do. If you're outside of the United States or trying to come in and maybe the embassy has said um, you'll need a waiver because of some past issue, we could help with those types of cases. If you need a visa to come to the United States, we could help with those cases as well. Um, uh, we work on many different scenarios for those who are outside of the United States. If the embassy, you've interviewed at the embassy and they said, well, we're going to place your case in administrative processing, we help with those cases too. Okay. Do you take cases in Florida? Yes, we do. We do. Yes. How many ways can you say yes? Many different ways. Let's see. Okay, granted asylum, travel document, safe for me to go for short travel. If you have a travel document and you've been granted asylum, certainly you could go you can travel, of course, not to the country that you were born in, right? Where you've claimed asylum. I know someone who got her citizenship without any tax return information. I'm waiting to, is it possible? I'm waiting because I'm waiting to, for putting my taxes together, 3 years of taxes together before I apply for citizenship. When you hear about these cases, guys, always keep in mind that everyone's case is different. You don't know the full facts. Sometimes we really don't know the full facts of what happened with that other person who you're hearing about their success, okay? You just focus on yourself and what's required, and you really got to show proof that you're up to date with your taxes. You don't have any tax obligations, particularly now under this new standard of good moral character, this expanded standard of good moral character. Be careful with your taxes. So, do it right, get those taxes done, okay? I'm going to, can I just block this person right now? Yep. Okay. I just blocked someone. If you're, when people come on my forum for their own business opportunity and they're sharing their email address and all of that, I find that to be a little disrespectful because, it just is. So I just blocked someone who's on here sharing her information. Guys, do your own hustle. I had to do my hustle. You guys know that. I had to do my own hustle. And for those of you like Morgan and others who have been following me for the last several years, I had to put in my work. So you put in your work too. Whoever is out there on the business side, put in your work, do your own hustle, build your own following, have your own live show, share your valuable information, and people will find you. Okay. So be respectful when you come on other people's forum because I had to do the work. I had to do the work. All right. Double tap the screen, guys, if you agree with that. Double tap the screen. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Thank you, guys. 6 years on the EB3. Green card holder with dismissed misdemeanor sold alcohol before 6 o'clock. Can I travel? Um, you might be okay. You might be okay. Your case was dismissed. Travel with your dismissal in your hand. You're traveling at your own risk. Traveling at your own risk. Oh, looks like I'm having a little error here on. Are you guys still with me on Facebook? If Facebook is still on, let me know that you're still on, okay? Because I just got an error message. But yeah, you're a green card holder with that dismissed misdemeanor. Again, you're traveling at your own risk, but if you decide to travel, travel with your dismissed your paperwork showing that your case was in fact dismissed and everything is good. You might not have any problems, okay? Maybe you won't have any problems. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Double tap the screen. Is Facebook still on? Let's see. All right. Let me do this. Let's see. Someone is asking a question about. I'm not sure what their support for motion for summary judgment is all about in that TPS case. I'm not sure. I would have to see what's going on there. I'm not sure. I have not been following that case involving the Nepali, Honduran, and Nicaraguan TPS holders. Who are they who submitted their support for a motion of summary judgment? Who are they? That's the part that's really throwing me off there. What can you do? What can you do after your VAWA? Oh, it looks like Facebook is gone. Okay, Facebook is gone. It ended suddenly. Okay, what can you do after your VAWA case approval while you're in removal? What do you mean, what can you do after the VAWA? If you have an attorney working with you in your removal case, your attorney would be seeking, normally it's adjustment of status. 50, okay. It would be adjustment of status or VAWA cancellation of removal. I don't know what that strategy could be for you. Okay. Let's talk one-on-one. Let's see. Go down a little bit. Can someone still fight their case if they're caught by ICE? Some people can, yes. Some people can absolutely fight their case. Some people can be released from detention. And some people can go all the way and still finish up and get a green card despite the fact that they were caught by ICE, okay? It just depends on their background and what the circumstances are and what's on their record, certainly, of course. Consultation cost begins at $300 now. Okay, mine is $399. Okay, for my other colleagues, it's $300. That's where it's at. Okay, go down. Thank you, guys. Double tap the screen. Any update on TPS for Ethiopia? I'm not sure what's going on with TPS for Ethiopians. I don't know anything about that. Sorry. Let's see. What about TPS? Is TPS for Jamaica real? So Ed, I know I learned yesterday that there's a push by 43 members of Congress, including, I think it's being led by Congresswoman Yvette Clarke from Brooklyn, to allow for TPS for Jamaica in light of Hurricane Melissa. I think that's I don't think that will be approved. The Trump administration will have to make that decision. It would be great for them to make that decision, but in light of their move, they're really trying to decrease the levels of immigration. So by granting lawful status to a big group of people here in the United States, that would really run counter to how they've been operating. But I would love for them to surprise me on this one. Okay, and if they do this, they're really going after something in Jamaica. There's something going on that they really have an interest in if they were to do something like this, because certainly we don't see them helping any other group out. Well, other than South Africans, white South Africans. I filed my I-601 in October for my husband. Is it too early to contact USCIS? Yes, it is. It is too early to contact them. But, just keep in mind that because the 601 can take about 24 months or so to process, but keep in mind that you could still try to expedite it. And we do that process. If there's a reason for the expedite, a humanitarian reason we really look for to expedite the I-601 waiver, we would love to do that for you, okay? Friends, I'm going to jump off now. All right, we've been together for a good hour. Thank you so much for being with me. If you'd like to hear all that I shared earlier, just watch the replay on McBean Immigration TV and or maybe Instagram. If we'll share it tonight on Instagram, I'm not too sure, but certainly it's going to be on YouTube, okay? Thank you so much for being with me. I will be live again, certainly on, I will not be live. I forgot to tell them yesterday, actually, you guys yesterday. I will not be live next Monday. I will not do a live on Monday, but we will give you the heads up. I'm going to try to do a live at the end of this week because I will not be available on Monday for the next live session. So just stay plugged in on social media and read the YouTube community tab, because that's where we're going to be sharing information about when I'm going live next. Thanks so much for being with me, guys. And stay safe and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.